Who is Red Ruby?
Red Ruby is an anonymous person. He doesn't want to be known. He's doesn't get into the next album. I don't know if there's any known information you can find out in the world as to who Red Ruby is.
It's weird how you can look at all these and say most of it's about having high energy, right?
Yeah.
You know, so these YouTubes, so that's one of the things that they do have that are similar to each other. And then, like you said with the rap music earlier, that they always show money and girls, right? It's all about money and
That's
girls.
a very dominant image,
right?
at least.
Material things, right?
Yeah.
You probably remember like Payola. We talked about this earlier, where the record companies would pay to have their songs played on the radio.
Well, Payola still exists. It's a law.
People who worked for my record company were commissioned to pay disc jockeys to play records. It was normal. It was legal. We declared it. It was not illegal at that point. It became illegal in early 1960s when the Congress said, no more of this, it's against the law. You've broken the law, you can't do it. Still goes on to this day, except it isn't as blatant. It's much more subtle. It's not very interesting now because you know the government is crooked. You know that. You know politicians are not straight. We didn't know that then.
That's the problem. They turned a law into a law where if you're going to pay a radio station to play your music,
Yeah.
you have to pay every employee. You can't just pay one guy.
Oh, it's actually a law now? It's actually illegal?
It's been, yeah, but it's not a practical one.
Yeah.
If, in other words, like what's it, Clear Channel? You heard of Clear Channel, right? They're running most of the big radio. Do you know how many employees work for Clear Channel?
Why do you have to pay the employees? Why wouldn't you just pay
You
the
have
company?
when you pay some, that's the law. You have to pay. Every employee has to get a cut.
Oh, yeah?
But that don't happen, does it? So the deals happen behind the closed doors.
Oh, I see.
And they're all in cahoots.
Right, but
The major labels and all the promotional sources. Radio being one of them.
right.
I met a guy at Billboard named Bill Wardlow who was doing their charts. I would call him up and say, I need a bullet this week, I need to be number 22, I need to be number 6, or in one or two cases, I need to be number 1. And he would do it. And we would make sure he hung out with Donna Summer and made him a happy puppy. Payola was all over the place. Cash, there was cocaine, there was hookers, some kind of sort of payment for service that isn't necessarily legal to do. I was dealing with the FM progressive radio stations. I would do blow with these people. We'd go for dinner a lot, and that's how a lot of records got played. It worked. Everybody played ball.
There was tastemakers, and you'd pay them, and then other people would catch on.
Well, the first person would be the program director. Second person would be music director. The bean counters weren't kept in the loop.
We would look at different accounting statements, and I'd always go, what is that?
You'd get some receipts from local restaurants and stuff that you'd go to anyway, and they liked you, and you gave them business, so they'd give you some blank receipts. And it would go on the expense report, and then I'd have cash. In Boston, there was this restaurant, and you'd go with a bunch of DJs and program directors and stuff. And if you ordered a specific dish, it would come with under the top plate, there'd be a bag of cocaine.
They're all networking together.
Yeah.
Backdoor deals.
I heard someone saying things like they give them, the record companies give radio stations vehicles, but they don't say that, I got this next single coming out, you're going to put it on rotation, right?
Right, or they give them a few tickets to a new show.
They flood them out with stuff.
Gifts. Right, that's what it is, gifts.
And, I'm sure the good cold hard cash, too.
Right. Right.
But they do end up giving them a considerable amount of money, and the kind of money that independent artists usually don't have.
Right. Or labels.
Yeah. I heard someone once say you buy top 40. You don't typically
make it. to
Yeah,
top
you don't.
40.
I mean, it happens, but it's such a controlled thing. You
Right.
typically buy top 40.
By yourself to get there.
Yeah, you know, I think you commented on how a song will just come out and right away it's played all the time.
Right.
So it's obviously not like people calling up, hey, can I hear the song again? The radio station made the decision to put it on a rotation.
Right.
And that's what top 40 charts are based on.
Frankie Crocker, the chief rocker, became the single most influential DJ in all of America.
Frankie would charge $3,000 to anybody, it didn't matter who you were, to play a record. And he would play it for like 3 weeks. And if the record became a hit, he would keep playing it. If it didn't, he would stop playing it. It was research and development. It went further than just the disc jockey. It went to the record retail level. We would give record stores that we knew were reporting to the big trade magazines like Billboard and Cashbox, we would give them free records to sell if they would report our product, that whichever song we were working at the time, as selling much better than it was. Because that would move it up on the charts, which would get us more radio airplay.
You know, the amount of airplay, and, you know, sometimes they change it, they'll tell you, well, you know, this is what we base it on, that's what we base it on. I mean, it's a fabricated system. They glam it up, make it appealing, and next thing you know, you got a bunch of people following it and believing in it.
I mean, you got to think that like records that come out, they've been planned for a year ahead of time anyway.
Anyways, yeah.
I mean, I was watching Katy Perry, and she was actually doing a video, working on new stuff, but she had written what she was putting out that week. She wrote that a year ago,
Makes sense.
you know? And so what that means is, you know, everything is premeditated, right? You know, you're planning things out, right?
Oh,
And you're also going to plan out when the single comes out, who's going to promote it? You're not going to wait for the week where it comes out and then say, well, I'll call this guy at the radio station and do this. No, it's probably planned
There's not too
6
much
months
left.
ahead of time.
There's nothing really left to chance. It's all very calculated.
Yeah,
It's a,
right.
You know,
They
it's
know
a,
the
when
single's
it's-
coming out this
look at
date
it.
and it's going to be promoted.
Look at it as a business, because it's exactly what it is, and businesses don't like to take risks.
Right.
So
And it's all planned.
it's all planned out.
Right.
All mapped out.
So how do you slide in between that if you know, unless you're holding up a bag of cash,
Somewhere. I'm not exactly.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
right?
Well, chances are you're not going to get signed by a major label.
Right. So it's not made. Talent is not the key,
No, absolutely not.
right? Money comes before talent, because right.
Not to say that there isn't talent
Right.
in the.
But you can get your song, even if you have no talent, you can get your song played on the radio. Just give them enough cash, right?
The songs we used to sing, the smiles, the flowers, everything is gone. Yesterday I found out about you.
Yeah.
Whatever. So you can give them like.
You know, I'm not going to name any
50
radio
million and they'll
stations.
play it,
I'm not going to
even
name
if you
any
just-
radio stations,
Right.
but I heard along the lines of $100,000 will get you a rotation. But how
to
long?
promote it.
To get
Yeah,
well,
probably
to hear it on the
about a month or
radio
so.
like every
Right.
couple hours or something.
Right.
You know, and I got to point out that some songs get even played more than that. But I'm just saying, if you want to get some kind of rotation, I think you're talking about $100,000, and that's not even on like the, you know, the top like, you know,
Radio station.
Yeah,
Oh.
not like 107.
That's just like college.
not
radio?
107.9.
Yeah.
Yeah, good luck getting a rotation.
What's that?
on
The
them.
River?
No, the River's. River's independent radio.
Yeah.
So
Is the River a good
they're-
one to target?
Well, I mean, what are we talking about? Spending $100,000 or something?
No. I mean, would it be free?
No, it wouldn't be free. They
Really?
have a local
Even
show.
the River.
Well, are we talking rotation or like the local show on Sunday?
Yeah. Oh, okay, so they're gonna throw it on the Sunday night show,
That's for free.
and then how do you get onto the daily show?
You got to form relationships. You know, they build themselves as independent radio, so they,
Right.
I think they're trying to tell you that, you know, a broader scope of artists have a chance to penetrate that. It
Right.
implies it. I don't know if it's true. I still think money talks.